Welcome, JTA readers and wrestling fans. I am Ami Eden, JTA's editor-in-chief, and I'm joined by JTA's chief professional wrestling correspondent. His day job is executive director at a local Jewish federation, but when he steps into the ring or talks with us about wrestling, he goes by the masked Grappler from parts unknown. So, Grappler, we're going to talk about WrestleMania XXVIII today. Tell us what's up.
Welcome to WrestleMania XXVIII, coming to you live on Sunday from the Sun Life Stadium in Miami, Florida. The ultimate matchup, the most anticipated WrestleMania clash in history. John Cena will collide with the returning The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, emanating from The Rock's great hometown. It will be a special night for a year. This match has been building up from Twitter arguments all the way to interactions in the ring. And what we'll find out is if the millions and millions of The Rock's people will be standing and cheering for him, or will the C-Nation rise up and watch John Cena take the fall?
Does The Rock still have it? I mean, I feel like he's all Hollywood now.
You know what? The Rock has been training hard. He looks in incredible condition. He was at Survivor Series earlier this year, looked better than ever, and I think he's been training and prepping for this moment because he wants to show that he is the true icon in wrestling still today.
So you don't think he won't be missing a step?
You know what? We'll find out soon enough on Sunday night, live on pay-per-view, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific.
Do you have a prediction?
I'm hoping deep down that it's a great bout, but somehow, some way, I think the C-Nation is going to rise above, and John Cena will walk out the victor at WrestleMania XXVIII.
Okay. And there's another big matchup, right?
The other main event of the evening, which for some history buffs in particular, is the match between The Undertaker and Triple H, a Hell in a Cell match with special referee Shawn Michaels. The Undertaker is 20-0 in WrestleManias, has never lost, and last year he defeated the Triple H in an incredible, brutal match that went over 25 minutes. And the year before that, which adds some intrigue to it all, is the fact that The Undertaker, in his match at WrestleMania that year, defeated Shawn Michaels and forced him into permanent retirement. Whoever wins this match may very likely end the career of the other. And who will go down? The Undertaker, who seems to rise above at WrestleMania, or Triple H, who always is the game and knows how to play it?
Just for the people who don't follow wrestling 100%, give us just a little quick take on who The Undertaker is, just so people have a sense of what a character the guy is.
So 21 years ago, a blaring music came out, and out from the back came a gentleman by the name of it's Percy Pringle. That's not his name anymore. It used to be Percy Pringle. I forgot what he went by. Anyway, he comes out holding an urn, and behind him walks The Undertaker, the dead man who came down and could feel no pain and buried his opponents match after match, especially with his famous finishing move, the Tombstone Pile Driver. An incredible wrestler, an incredible history of big matches, and always coming out on top.
So, Hell in a Cell match, what does that mean for the uninitiated?
Sure. The Hell in the Cell is a 20-foot cage surrounding the ring. And there are no doubts that they will not only fight inside the cage, I'm sure that you will see fighting outside the cage, and even as in the past, on top of the cage, 30 feet above the ring and above the floor below. It'll be brutal. I've seen The Undertaker throw people like Mick Foley through the top of the cage, down onto the mat, or all the way over onto the announcer's table in a death-defying fall. The Undertaker is merciless. Nobody can get in, but those two wrestlers can get out, and they will use that cage to their advantage.
And how do you win?
The way you win is you have to pin your opponent.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is not first one out of the ring wins. The
Okay.
first one out of the cage wins. This is whoever gets pinned and cannot continue.
Okay, and prediction?
I'm going with The Undertaker. He seems to rise above in every one of these big matches. He's 20-0, and I think he's got one big match left in him. Otherwise, it'll be the end of an incredible era of one of the most magnificent wrestlers and characters in WWE history.
Okay, and so for those who maybe haven't paid that much attention since WrestleMania 1, we're just wondering, Cyndi Lauper and Mr. T, are they gonna? Do they have anything to do with it?
Does that have anything to do with it?
No, I'm saying for those who haven't really paid attention to WrestleMania since the first one, they might tune in expecting to see Mr. T or Cyndi Lauper.
No Mr. T and no Cyndi Lauper. Would you like to hear a background story on how Cyndi Lauper got involved in WrestleMania?
Sure. Let's close it with that.
Okay. Back in 1985, when Cyndi Lauper was hitting it big, actually at the end of 1984, she met Captain Louis Albano, who was a very famous wrestling manager in the old WWF in the Northeast, always managing tag team champions, and he happened to be sitting on a plane next to Cyndi Lauper. They started talking, and the next thing you know, Captain Lou is in one of Cyndi Lauper's music videos.
Right, she plays the dad, and he plays the dad, and Girls Just Want to Have Fun. If I remember.
That is correct.
Right.
And because of that relationship, she got involved in wrestling and was managing Wendy Richter, who was the women's champion at the time, who had just beaten the fabulous Moolah, who had been the champion for some 30 years as the women's world champion. And she managed her to that victory. And as time went on, the Rock and Wrestling connection got larger, with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T taking on Rowdy Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff in WrestleMania #1. And it was a great evening and a spectacular event that literally saved the WWF at the time from going into bankruptcy and out of business.
Okay, Grappler, thank you, and hopefully this will not just be a one-time, but the first of many JTA wrestling podcasts.
I am here anytime, any place, anywhere, because to be the man, you've got to beat the man. Woo!
Okay, thank you.